Hello everyone. We are commentating on the four-player World Championship qualifying arenas for free-for-all solo. This is arena number 5, and this will be the fourth arena that I'm covering. I didn't cover the first arena, but I covered arenas 2, 3, 4. Now we're covering number 5. So game has just started, but already they have rolled out a whole bunch of moves. In the beginning, they play team style openings where opposites coordinate with one another. We see all 4 players have their queens developed. The idea of getting their queens developed early, and by the way, I have an emote for that, my early queens emote. Is that sometimes you can get the queens teaming up to mate a particular player. Like if you get 2 queens here, or 2 queens here, 2 queens here, 2 queens here, that type of thing. So an active queen can put a lot of pressure into various positions. So, for example, this sort of thing doesn't quite work because green is defending. So they're putting pieces in the way in front of their king to prevent these sorts of sacks from working. So queen trade offered. This gives blue an opportunity to potentially take something. So perhaps blue could take this. Not this pawn because red covers. Yellow's deciding if he wants to trade the queens or if he wants to retreat the queen. Or let's move it to a safe square. So red is attacking the green queen. Green has an opportunity to save his queen. And blue can get in over here. So green could potentially sack his queen. Red recaptures. Blue captures the pawn. Okay, green is going to offer another queen trade, but this queen trade is with a yellow. So I am looking for co-commentators. Right now I'm in Streamers Lounge on the 4PC server. We'll see if someone drops by who wants to commentate with me. So in arena number 2, Matten commentated with me. Arena number 3, we had Radon hop on. And arena number 4, I did solo. We'll see if we do this one solo. So one set of queens is traded off. Red is attacking the green knight. This is interesting. Well, I guess this does work. So blue gets to take the queen. Now blue is the only person left with a queen. So this is pretty good for blue-green. So it did cost 2 bishops, one from blue, one from green. The question is how powerful this queen is going to be. Right now the queen is centralized. A lot of places it can move. But I think blue is going to wait until green can make a threat against yellow or red so that they can coordinate with one another. So a possible check being revealed later on. Blue gets his king a little bit safer. Red moving out of a check threat. It wasn't a real check threat, I don't think. Who was ever going to take that pawn? But it looks like red is going to manually castle and then eventually get this bishop here. This is the structure that red is looking for. Our time control is 10 minutes with no increment. And a lot of flags have happened in previous arenas. It's frustrating to some of the players. I know Neo-Serbian was not a happy camper. Radon declined to play so far because he does not like the time control. So that's two things under pressure. Yellow's under a lot of pressure. And red, it's not that he's not trying to help yellow. There's not much he can do to help yellow. His pieces are not particularly active. Red is hanging this pawn, by the way, but it's not that relevant of a pawn. Ooh, blue traded with red, traded bishops. So that bishop move did keep him a little bit busy. But yellow still has problems. All right, that's a free bishop. We take those. Green is running out of pieces, but could potentially help with the checkmate. I think green really would like to get his king safer at some point. But for now, he's taking pawns. And by the way, this is a threat as well. And and he's expecting some help from green. Yellow taking advantage to snag a free rook. I don't think green is particularly happy about this. Maybe green can come back here, snag the bishop, but this bishop may take a pawn, and this is going to be a really struggling king with green with 4 pawn islands. It looks like green is not going after the yellow bishop. Not really sure why. Oh, that's check. Which blue probably did not realize that he was checking green. But green has a lot of problems now. So blue is loving his position. Red has the least points. Okay. I guess this is required. Okay. So yellow is going for promotion. Green might go for promotion as well. Maybe trying to develop this bishop. But green's king, never going to get safe. So blue really screwed over green. Thanks for the follow from someone 1769. Really appreciate it. So I think he's going to be hesitant about pushing this pawn because of a check, which ends up being a double check. But maybe he just takes this pawn. Or he could take this pawn. That would put a lot of trust in blue, but oh, that's another pawn he could take. But yeah, I mean, after everything green did to help blue, if blue double crosses green this early by taking the rook or taking the bishop, then blue would really be a scumbag. And blue is being very generous. Yeah, I mean green is being very generous. So a lot of pawns available. Is this mate? Oh wait, does green get the mate? I think green can just move there. Yeah, that's mate. Not only that, he doesn't have to give up a rook. So green gets some points at least. But all of a sudden blue is going to attack green. He's also attacking this rook. I mean, they are no longer friends. So I think blue is going to lop off a few of these pawns. Yellow, of course, would like to promote. What did he just take? Oh, he just took a rook. Okay. So I think by jettisoning his 9-point queen and at least getting a rook for it, blue felt he would be less of a target. And when he later promotes to a 1-point queen, uh, people are going to be less likely to want to take that 1-point queen because they only get 1 point for it rather than 9 points. That's a principled move from blue. Unfortunately for blue, I think the green can stop his promotion. Blue's king, a little bit less safe than before. Pushing is good. It creates this double pawn structure. You can still protect this pawn. Green could potentially take the yellow pawn. Green's going to focus on promoting. The problem for blue is he can't stop it. Yeah, so now green has a queen. And green may remember the dirty things that were done to him by yellow and blue. Time to exact some revenge. This is not quite mate. There's still a square. Getting close to mate though. This check is possible. You take the pawn. Could go here and take the pawn. Or you could just try to get rid of this guy. So maybe sacking a bishop would be worth it. Okay, it looks like he's trying to limit the ability of blue to promote. That's a check on blue. I'm still wondering what the purpose of bishop here is. Maybe it's to prevent or to cover some of these king squares, but oh, that's interesting. So he can take the rook. But that does give yellow an opportunity to sneak a promotion in. Okay. So is yellow going to sneak a promotion in and hope for either a check or attack the queen? And blue. And there it is. I don't think blue has much of a follow-up. Coming back to home base. Oh, but now green is being attacked. I'm not sure why the rook landed here. It would make more sense to attack the queen. Maybe he's saving that for later. He could bring the knight back and attack the queen with the knight. Okay, maybe he's going to try to find a safer home among these dead pieces. Okay, green's and back near his king. Again, the problem with green's position is there is no king safety. There's just not enough cover for the king. So yellow can check green whenever he wants for the rest of the game. In contrast, blue has a bit of cover with these pawns. Yellow has not much cover, but at least a little bit. Blue trying to form some sort of fortress. Not sure what the green queen is doing here. Odd place for it. There's no real squares to get in. Like this is covered too. I guess this is a check. But really more pieces are needed. Yellow would have to help. Well now they could potentially both check. Okay, now this is a mate threat. I guess it's not quite mate because of these moves. Green could have taken a pawn here, but I guess his worry would have been yellow following up with a check on green. And after that, blue could take the queen. So green is being careful. In the chat, they're saying that, or one person is saying that blue missed mate. Not sure where blue missed a mate. Maybe it was early in the game. So again, green needs to be very careful with his queen, as if he puts the queen a place where blue could take it in even 3 or 4 moves, then yellow can start potentially checking green and let blue get green's queen. But yellow is looking for a promotion. So here comes some checks on green. Oh, well, they might be working together on this one. So yellow would like to take this pawn if he can ever do so without losing his queen. That's a double check, which is 1 point for yellow. So their times are all pretty similar. I mean, I guess green has an extra minute, but green also has not very many pieces. Yellow farming double checks to rack up the points. Points are fairly similar as well. Green in the lead on points. Yellow second on points, and blue is third. Okay, so I think yellow wants to grab this pawn. Oh, that's a double check. All of a sudden, blue is looking a lot better with that extra queen. Oh, Noloke is saying 54 blue was where blue missed mate. Let's go back to 52 blue. 52 blue. Okay, they're saying blue missed mate. Oh, on green. So this is mate in one. That was a missed mate. Alright, sorry about that. Let's go back to the end here. Yeah, I see Noel okay is in both the Twitch chat and the game chat. Thanks for pointing out the move there. I didn't see it at the time. Okay, so that's a mate on green. So blue won that game. I think, why did blue win? Was it resign, or I think it was maybe an auto claim? So let me look at the points. 64, 60. So blue is above green, and he's 15 points above yellow. I guess maybe the yellow just resigned. Okay. And these guys are salty in the chat. Let's go find another game to follow. Okay. This is a game in progress. We're going to go back to the beginning and run through the moves real quickly. Again, these are all games from the qualifier arena, the 5th qualifier arena. 5 out of either 15 or 16. For the 4-player free-for-all rapid world championship. Yellow's really in the territory of blue here. That's going to be a free queen. Yep. Oh, they're going to get red's queen. Okay, so the bishop is supported to cover this extra square here. Red is eliminated. In the 3-player stage. Yellow has promoted a pawn. He sacks. Green's promoted a pawn. So yellow doesn't have many pawns to work with, but he is trying to promote another one. But immediately, green sacks a knight for one of those pawns, and we are caught up to the game. Okay. Is that a free piece? Oh, he's not taking it. Okay. Green moving a little too fast, didn't see the hung knight. But yellow certainly did after the move. So green has the most time, green has the most points, but none of them have very many pieces to work with. Green has a fairly safe king. So green has the safest king. Blue, I would say, has the second safest king. And yellow has the third safest king. So blue has really no pieces to work with. Eventually, blue's going to try to promote this pawn, but he's going to wait for a good time. Blue's probably going to shuffle a bunch. Okay, this is a pretty good threat. If the rook moves away, then the queen can take. And now trade of a knight for rook seems favorable for yellow. The problem is yellow is running out of coverage for his king. In other words, if he gets this rook active, then all of a sudden his back rank has problems. He moves king up, and there can be checks along the stark diagonal. Really, yellow doesn't have very much he can do. I think eventually blue is going to have to start doing stuff. Okay, so green trades with yellow. Oh, and that pawn hung. So green's king is getting less safe, but he feels he needs to roll these pawns down for a promotion. Oh, I forgot to do the live thing. My bad. I'm not sure about this move. I think yellow can defend that somehow. Okay. So yellow's gonna grab a free pawn. I don't think he should sack for this. Well, maybe, because can blue really take? It's blue's last rook and also yellow's last rook. So yellow has 2 pawns, blue has 1 pawn, green is out of pawns. So green would like a repetition since he's leading on points. Oh, he's just gonna keep trading. So green would like to get stalemated. All of a sudden yellow has a queen. By the way, yellow is at 10 seconds. So yellow has the most time trouble. Oh, yellow's gonna start farming some double. Oh, that's a mate. Yellow has 6 seconds to deal with blue. And really he could sack on the... He really should sack. He should have take, and then promote the pawn. That was the most straightforward way of going about it. He should sack for this pawn. He's done it. Okay, he just has 1 second. He's gonna have to try to pre-move out a mate. He's doing a pretty good job so far. Oh, never mind. Not so good of a job. Oh, wow. Okay. I guess blue was very slow there. So even though blue was up a whole bunch of time, yellow was pre-moving. Yellow did not flag. Blue has flagged. So yeah, that's a win for yellow, who's I hate how it cuts off the usernames. Rapturous Rhinoceros, I guess, something like that. All right, we're gonna go find another game to watch. So this is a game that has just started. So yeah, we're gonna watch a game from the beginning. This is probably a lot of the same players there. Who is hyper player? Oh, the yellow's a hyper player, I see. Yeah, well, comes in handy. I guess I can go back to the beginning of the game, but not much has happened here. Red and yellow have got their queens out in a team style opening. And blue and green have also started to get their queens active. So this is a sack. If he takes, then the king is going to be very weak, and yellow can come in to help out. And if he doesn't take the knight, then the knight can potentially pick up the rook or the bishop. They're generally considered better pieces than a knight. So blue has threatened a potential check. Also threatened to potentially just trade off these knights, though I don't know if that's particularly bad, because at least he would have the rook file then. So something needs to be done about knight takes queen. Green could potentially... Oh, I see. They're lining up here on this pawn. So if king takes knight, can take the pawn and take this rook. And there's nothing that blue can do to interrupt that. I mean, blue can check yellow, doesn't really have any checks on red, doesn't have a way to get in between. So potentially maybe this queen just needs to move. And if the queen moves, then red can try to save the knight. Or, I mean, he could just take this anyway, no matter what. So the rook is being threatened. And potentially yellow can attack the queen. Although this pawn is being threatened as well, but if he takes the rook, at least that will guard it. Potentially blue could help out by also hitting this pawn. So green could potentially take one of these guys and rely on a check from blue. But he's just going to save his queen. Looks like he's potentially trying to get in here. Not sure why he didn't take this pawn here. I mean, that does guard the rook though, so it makes sense. This makes a little more sense, at least in my opinion, to guard the rook while making threats. And honestly, he hasn't, well, yeah, he's guarded the rook good enough. I was going to say that yellow could interrupt, but then there could just be a check to prevent that from happening. So maybe he takes the bishop, or you could take with queen. But it starts to get a little dangerous. Okay, he does take with queen. By the way, that also hits yellow. They're potentially going to trade this. Oh, I see. The bishop covers this pawn. So if yellow moves here, that's a mate threat. Pawn can't take the queen. And if rook takes queen, yellow mates. Okay, no. Um, that's mate threat for yellow. I guess they want blue to interrupt. Oh, okay. Instead, blue is going to take a rook out of it. But yellow seems still reasonably safe. Okay, so at this point, yellow has 24 points. His king is a little bit struggling, but maybe he can get this more safety with the castle. Oh, okay, queen's coming back to guard. Red is going to start working on his king structure. Red is going to let blue and yellow battle it out for a bit. While he gets some development, work on his pawn structure, etc. Now blue is pressuring the bishop. So no, never mind. Maybe blue develops more pieces. Okay, he's got to deal with this threat first. Maybe he could threaten some sacks to disturb the structure of yellow. Is red just going for promotion? I don't entirely understand this move. I guess he didn't want to let the rook be revealed. I wonder if yellow will try to trade queens with blue somehow. Okay. So this does allow blue to develop, but first blue needs to worry about red. That pawn is hanging. Yeah, Noel was talking about the rook interruption to stop the mate. I thought that's what blue should do, but I think blue decided his teammate or his opposite was too far foregone to help out, so just wanted to grab a free rook from the process. So yellow planning on tucking his king in the corner, it looks like. Maybe yellow wants to go here, then rook over and tuck the knight. That could be a reasonable structure for like a blockade. it would tie down 3 pieces in a pawn. I think that's what's going to happen. 3 pieces in a pawn would be tied down, and then all the other pieces and pawns would be available for attacking plans. Well, I guess he's not going to do that right now. He's going to focus on promotion first. So I assume we're going to see knight back there to defend. Oh, he's just pushing. That is surprising. I don't think pushing sets up a good structure. Yellow seems to be struggling. Okay, blue trying to go for defense. It's not good that this pawn here is gone though. That's a big hole in his structure. But this could be a place for a rook file, I guess. Red trying to stop the promotion. He's going after 2 pawns, but in the process, he would be letting promotion happen. Maybe he just figures he can't stop it. Yeah, that's a hanging pawn. That is another hanging pawn. A lot of pawn islands for yellow, but on the bright side, yellow can promote. Actually, once yellow promotes, there would be a check, so maybe blue could pick it off. Yellow's given up a lot of material. But at least he's got a queen out of it. Red's king, by far the safest. Yellow probably wants to promote another pawn. This pawn is hanging, so he also might want to push. Blue might want to take it, which also would put a little bit of monkey wrench in the promotion plans. And red really not going for promotions yet. He's just trying to stay solid, let the other two attack each other, and pick his battles. Oh, I spoke too soon. Now he's pushing pawns. Possible check on yellow. Not a good check right now, but maybe a good check in the future. That's a mate threat. Yep, and yellow's able to snag a pawn from that. There's that check. With the bishop on this diagonal, yellow's back rank a little bit weak. So maybe red can get back there, start making things happen. What did he take? What was that? That was a rook. Okay, blue traded for a rook. The knight no longer defended the pawn. Now yellow is getting attacked. Looks like blue is going to pick up one of these 1-point queens. Yellow running out of pieces. It's 1-point queen. I was going to say he used to have a pawn. Now just the queen. Queen and the knight. Yellow does have the most points, but he doesn't really have many chances at this point. Both players have many pawns they could promote to queens, many other pieces. Not only that, this king is wide open. So there's no dark square bishops left, so it's good that the king is on a dark square. But even so, there's rooks all around. Those rooks are going to get scary. So there's possible checks on yellow. And red needs to be careful because last move, if red were to check yellow, blue could just make it into a mate. Okay, red wants to eat those pawns from blue. If he can disable blue, then... Oh, and red stepped over because knight check, queen down was going to be checkmate. Now he has to watch out for this pawn. And it's still a checkmate. So if knight here, if blue checked, then this is checkmate. Okay, yellow looking for safety among the dead pieces. That's a good strategy. Once the king is there, there will be no immediate checks. Oh, this hangs a knight, doesn't it? Okay. Oh, yellow looking at that move. So there's a check on offer. Blue would like to promote a pawn. Yellow looking for some king safety, which he has temporarily at least. These promotion squares are guarded currently by yellow. Yellow could potentially sack a knight. Wait, okay, that's only move. So this could fall. Might as well take the pawn, I guess. So blue is running out of winning chances here. And red still has two pawns that you can promote. He has two rooks that can work in coordination. Check in blue, but really he's threatening this check. I guess have to be king up after that. And eventually he wants to find a way to win this rook. There's some sneakiness. I guess let's start with this. So maybe he tries to... that's weird. What the hell is this? Okay. So now yellow has the only queen, and both the other players are going for promotions. It's hard for yellow to stop everyone from doing everything. Yellow is up on points though. So if yellow is able to make a repetition happen, alright, hold on. This guy, let me see. Joshua Pro 2021. I need to go ahead and block him so that he stops spamming me with requests. So sorry about that. All right, and blocked. Yellow is going to be looking for possible double checks, but most importantly, he wants to make sure that these guys don't promote. I assume we'll see King K3, but I don't know for sure. Or maybe he just pushes. I don't know. Joshua Pro asks what I'm watching a game. I am watching and streaming a game. You idiot. All right. Let's see. So blue just has one pawn left. I think it's looking pretty good for red. Red just needs to roll these pawns. So let's look at the times here. Everyone's at about 2 minutes. So no one is in critical time at this point. Okay, so there's 2 dudes on this, so neither can get away with taking it. Are we going up? Nope. Red is very patient. Thanks for the follow from Rojito. Really appreciate it. I think Rojito won, is it number 3? Arena number 3? So congratulations on your win. So, can he take this? I don't think he can. If he takes, then blue has to step away, then red can take. Or no, red has to step away, then blue would take. That would not be good. Okay. Wow. Allowing blue to promote. That was good timing by blue because, well, I think maybe yellow should not have checked. Oh, wow. Okay. That's a win for Carlos. Good job, Carlos. Um, so I guess it worked out letting blue promote, and then blue blundered by feeding a win to yellow. All right, we're gonna go check out another game in the arena. Let's just go to the top game, which probably has the highest rated people. And I'm gonna go back to the beginning of the game. We're gonna quickly go through the moves, see what happened. As usual, we have a teams opening. Everyone has their queens out. Okay. So why did red take yellow's pawn? I don't really understand that at all. This is just pretty crazy. It seems like red is throwing. So red was eliminated, but I mean, resigned and then was mated. But in the process, he really screwed over yellow. Like yellow has, to some extent, recovered, but really sucks for yellow. Yellow has 2 queens. Blue has a fairly safe king. I like this setup for blue. Um, Yellow's king is pretty safe as well. Green's king is in the middle, but no danger yet. But long term, I don't like Green's king safety. That's a dead pawn he snagged, okay. And blue snagged a live pawn. So why didn't he take this? I guess, was he worried about like some sort of check? Oh, maybe blue assumed that yellow would check and then he didn't. But when he didn't, like what does this accomplish? I don't understand. Maybe he was worried about disturbing his pawn structure. Um, but I don't know. I definitely would have taken the rook there. Guess I'm missing something. What did he take? He took a knight. I thought the point of that. Oh, okay. Oh, so yellow was on that too. I see. Let me get rid of these arrows. Okay, yellow is really getting in on green. Now they're working together against green. Green has the most points, so that kind of makes sense. Oh, green got another promotion. There's a lot lined up here. Oh, was that a queen hang? That was a queen hang. Come on, 2600 should not hang their queen like that. This looks like it's going to be mate, though. Okay, where the game ended. So yellow was unfortunately attacking both green and blue. Hard to attack 2 players at once. Now yellow is in a pickle. He has 33 seconds left. So he's given up the bishop. Oh wow, blue didn't take the bishop. Okay. So I thought back there, like I'm not sure the purpose of this move. I mean, I guess he was trying to maybe fork, but he was trying to do too many things at once. So why couldn't he just check here? Oh, I guess there's knight in, and then yeah, I guess there wasn't a mate there, and he's a little worried about green snagging something here. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to the action. And these guys are going pretty fast because yellow is at 20 seconds. Green's still comfortably at about 3 minutes. Blue is at about 1:30. Blue's plan is straightforward. He wants to promote some pawns. Does this lead to... yeah, that would lead to a mate for Well, I guess blue would move first, but green is worried about giving yellow a mate. Blue has been allowed to promote. Now they have to worry about blue maiden green. Yellow actually has not that many points compared to green. It's going to be really tough for yellow to win this. This is the time problem for yellow. Is this mate? No, he has this. My bad. Hmm. They are going pretty hard after green. Makes sense because green has the most points here. Blue is getting pretty low on time as well. Let's double check for blue. He does not want it. Oh, blue hung his queen. That happens when you're in time pressure. Yellow has a mate threat. Has to trade that away. Oh, blue is flagged. And yellow just has 0.6 seconds. Now he can promote this pawn in a pre-movable way. But it's not going to be in time. He's going to try the ladder. Wow, great job. Rapturous Rhino. I think they said in the chat that he is a hyper bullet player, so used to doing that sort of thing. Very nicely done with I think he had 0.6 seconds when his queen and his rook were here. And he laddered all the way down, mated one player, then lifted his rook around, and then lifted his rook around, mated the other player. Fantastic job. So what game is this? This is 4-player chess. Put the FFA rules in the chat. So basically, there are 4 players: red, yellow, blue, and green, and they are they take turns playing clockwise, and they're all playing individually. What they're trying to do is accumulate points. Let me get in on another game here. Okay, we're going to do this game from the start. Okay, so the players play clockwise, starting with red. So this game is already underway, so we're kind of catching up to where they are. Whenever you capture a piece, you get points. the standard point values, except that there's extra points for a bishop. So a pawn is 1, knight is 3, bishop and rook are both 5, queen is 9. And if you checkmate a king or capture a king, then that is 20 points. Okay, so some trades going on here. All the queens are traded off. I don't like red's pawn structure. Red has no developed pieces. Not a fan at all of what red's doing. Oh, okay. I guess that was covered, so he didn't want to just take it. Anyway, the rating points are assigned based on who gets the most points in the game. So even if you are checkmated first or you resign first, if you end up having more points than the others at the end of the game, then you win the game. So this is a variant which is known as free-for-all, but really it's scored like solo. And when we say scored like solo, we mean there is 1 winner and 3 losers. Okay, so we're caught up to the game. So yeah, you want to be the 1 winner, and you don't want to be one of the 3 losers. The meta in this game is generally at the 4-player stage when there are 4 players left. Players usually informally work together with their opposite. They treat it like a teams game. There's another variation of this called teams. Teams is not what we're watching right now, but there's a variation called teams where it's 2 versus 2, like red and blue. Red and yellow versus blue and green, and they just go for checkmate. And when they checkmate one player, then the game is over. At the higher levels of free for all, the meta is that people work with their opposites as if it were a teams game. So you see often teams openings. You'll see yellow and red will hang their queens to each other, but they won't take them because they're working together. They're not going to capture each other's pieces. The reason for that meta is that, first of all, generally it's pretty hard to attack the guy across the board anyway. Second of all, it can be very useful to eliminate one of the side players. And so you work together for that purpose. And once you eliminate a side player, it is easier to be one of the side players than the players sandwiched in the middle. And if your opposite is checkmated, then you're going to be the one sandwiched in the middle. There's just more pawn promotion possibilities. You're going to be less double teamed if you're not the one sandwiched in the middle. That's why you want to eliminate a side player. So these guys are teaming up on green, trying to get a checkmate on green, which should be fairly achievable. But blue is keeping red a little bit busy. So this would be checkmate. And blue has sacked to prevent the checkmate. So this is going to allow rook takes rook by green. Again, even though this is an individual game, blue is still helping green out. So because of that sack of a rook, green is able to take a rook and probably going to be able to take more pieces. Oh, yellow's about to promote though. Blue has a very safe king. This is a very nice structure. Other people have kings that are sort of out in the open. Green's king Still struggling. He was trying to win a bishop, but blue had this resource of a check on red. This is a possibility. He can't take because it's defended. So maybe yellow takes this pawn. And green has sacked for the pawn that was about to promote. Did red not take that back? Okay, why did red do what he did? Oh, there was a discovered check, that's why. Interesting. So he doesn't even need to lose this rook. It's being attacked by red and not by yellow. So you could go after yellow, you could take a red piece. Green has some options. So we see the point count here. Everyone is still in the game. Red has 34 points. Blue has 19 points. Yellow has 25 points. And green has 31 points. So yellow has defended the red knight. I think knight here was a better move because it also defended the pawn in the process, but at least this defends the knight. I assume green's going to take this pawn, but maybe he has other ideas. This bishop is bearing down, and I think green should have ideas of attacking yellow. In an ideal world, he gets checkmate. In a less ideal world, he wins a free rook. Okay, so red is checked. Probably yellow will try to win this rook somehow. Blue, meanwhile, while they're distracted, has been taking pawns. And it's a slugfest for sure. So blue's bishop is being threatened. This is a nice check move. I like it. But instead, blue is just going to come back to safety. And green's last rook has been taken. Green still has a pawn he can potentially promote, but I think this pawn is not going to live very long. Neither is green's king. At this point, blue may consider trying to snipe a mate. Meaning, if blue can somehow cover like the last square, then all of a sudden blue could get the mate. Okay, so red has got the mate because he covered the last square. And because of that, green is out of the game. Red has no more pawns left to promote. These pieces are all that are available to him. They're not connected very well. Yellow and blue each have a bunch of pawns they can possibly promote to queens. So blue's going to use his pieces to try to block the pawn promotions and take a few of these pawns. The problem that red has is that blue and yellow might each attack a piece, and it might be hard for red to save both of them. These pieces are like all over the board. They're not coordinated very well. So he may lose a piece in the process here. So for example, right here, blue could potentially attack the rook. yellow could have, well, that's a bad example, but yellow could have attacked this knight, and it would be hard to defend both of them. I think that was a missed opportunity from yellow. This was a pretty horrible move because it also hangs the pawn to blue. So I'm not sure what yellow is trying to accomplish. I think for now, blue is going to use this pawn as a blocker, and just leave it until he decides that it's useful for him to take it. As this pawn isn't doing any harm right now, except to the extent that red can't take that pawn. Rook here could be good because I think this knight is trapped. Like, where does it go? The bishop dominates it. Just going to throw in a check. We might see some sort of ladder type of mate, but neither of them wants the other one to get the mate. They both want to get the mate for themselves. Red has almost made it, yeah, for sure. Oh, and yellow was able to take a free piece from red. And by the way, yellow has a check on blue now. That's a check on yellow. Red has gone after the blue rook. That blue rook could potentially fall. I think he's got to move it back to safety somehow. But he has to keep in mind, I mean, oh yeah, I guess it'll be hard for red to get to it with only knights. That is not a good place for it. So I think we're going to see this rook fall. I think yellow's going to keep attacking blue. And he would like it if red would continue to take blue's pieces. Not a fan of this pawn move. Okay. Blue's decided to take this pawn. We could go up to defend this pawn. Could defend this way, but eventually I think that's going to be tempoed. I think king up makes the most sense. So all of them are at around 3 minutes. No one's in time trouble quite yet. Red really doesn't have much to work with. He's going to try to move his knights where they can cause the most trouble for his opponents. I mean, this is a check threat. He doesn't need to take this. Well, actually he does, because this could come back. So I might as well take this first. So yellow may be able to count on red to help stop these promotions. Could go after the bishop. Okay, so that's threatening to check a few different ways. No one seems to be stopping this promotion. Well, maybe Okay. It looks like blue's about to get a queen. Okay, well this pawn is defended by the bishop, so I guess he feels that he's not in a hurry. That's an uncontested queen. The knight was no longer covering that square. There's going to be some double checks in the works here. Okay, not immediately. Do we promote a second queen? This check might be good as well. Okay, so ostensibly he's attacking this knight. I think this is a decent check. Maybe queen here. Needs to make sure red can't like snipe a mate, but I mean there's still places to go. Okay. Could go here to threaten this later. Oh, he just wants to take pawns apparently. Now this pawn falls. I think blue is more concerned about these pawns as potential future queens than he is about the rook. Okay, so that threatens the bishop. Okay, so he's gonna check yellow a lot. And what he wants to do is find a way to do like some sort of fork. First get this king to a dark square, and then fork the rook off. That's the goal. Oh, this would actually be a mate, so he has to defend something like this. Or just move it away, I guess. So I think he wants to sack his bishop for potential queen promotion. Once he prevents the queen promotion, blue is home free. Blue is pointing out the fork and square. He's trying to figure out, how do I get to the fork and square? I wonder if red is thinking about interrupting. Like yellow promotes, red gets in the way, so blue can't take. Okay, that directly attacks the rook. Is red trying to mate yellow? What? Oh, I see. Oh, that was covered. I was confused for a second. So I think he can check yellow a few times before taking this queen. Red can potentially take it. He doesn't want it. And yells about the timeout. Win for empty. And red was Neo-Serbian, who, by the way, does not like this time control. All right, let's look for another game to watch. We're gonna look at one already in progress. Ooh, a lot has happened here. All right, we're gonna go back to the beginning. We go through it pretty quickly. Oh my god. Really quick mate on red. And that was with the assistance of yellow. So his opposite betrayed him. And yellow got credit for the mate. Okay, yellow's opened up the rook file. Blue has like a wall of pieces here. I mean, he could bring his rook here, I guess. Hard to penetrate, but on the other hand, not making much progress. They're going to just let him promote. Well, I guess green can handle that. What? Uh, okay, I mean, blue is fine. I mean, he could also just take this. Well, I guess the bishop covers. Okay, that just seems weird to me. Wow. So green apparently missed out that yellow was attacking the rook. A lot of blunders this game. Okay, why did he do that? Did he want something from green? What can green even do? I mean, I guess he could defend it, but can he attack? I don't understand this. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, honestly. Okay, green can take that. Man, they've liquidated everything. Instead of pawn, okay. So blue's attacking a bishop for a knight. Blue doesn't have much to work with. Oh my god, everyone, they're losing all their stuff. These guys are playing it like it's hyperbullet. Okay. This is the position as it is now. Thanks for the follow from Castor. Really appreciate it. All right. So blue at least has a good pawn structure. Not only does he have a good pawn structure, but if he needs to abandon ship, blue can go hide among the dead pieces. Green also, if he wants at some point, can go hide among the dead pieces. So yellow, all of them have reasonably safe kings. I mean, safer than we've seen a lot of games. It seems like green has some more potential to promote pawns. Blue already has a promoted queen in hand. So this is all covered. Let's see if he sacks his rook. Nope. So this could be a potential mate. Okay, he's got it in the way. This could be a potential mate. I mean, he could block, I guess. But so green would like to promote more pawns. This king setup is a pretty good fortress, but it's tying up several pieces. These are on good diagonals, though. I mean, these are all pointed at the yellow king. So yellow's prepared to sack for the bishop, I guess, if he tries to mate. Why did he sack that? So he took a rook. I guess he just figures he's gonna get another queen pretty soon anyway. Okay, so as far as time, yellow has the least time. Yellow also has the least material. But yellow has the most points. I think that green has the most flexibility with his position. He could even promote this pawn without sacrificing too much. Looks like he's gonna maybe eat some of these dead pieces to prevent him from... Oh, what? That's the free queen? Okay, that's a pretty big screw up. He's preparing to promote another pawn. But that's going to be at the sacrifice of his king's safety. I think yellow was expecting too much from green there. Yellow did not take the pawn. Awfully nice of him. How are we going to defend this? Is that a pawn? There's a pawn. But yellow is just taking that bishop. Sorry, blue is just taking the bishop. So what does he want to do? Okay, he's going to try to pick up a pawn at least, maybe a bishop. Maybe yellow takes this rook. This also gives a potential check on green. Sorry, on blue. Yellow's probably going to help out. Take the queen. Well, maybe he doesn't. So yellow and blue both have 48 points. Green only at 31 points. Gotta save this queen. It's in take right now. So this king should really go hide among the dead pieces. And once the king is safer, try to push this other pawn. He just hung a bishop to yellow. Yellow happy to take. I don't know why these guys hang so many pieces. This doesn't make any sense at this level. Blue's just going to look for safety and pick his spot later. So yellow was in check before, couldn't take it, but could potentially next move. See, both of these guys really need to make their king safer. It's harder for blue because yellow was in the way. That's a double check. It's a point for blue. Okay, finally green is going to hide among the dead pieces, which should have been the strategy all along. Green grabs an extra pawn from blue, preventing a future promotion. I really don't understand what green is doing. Okay, well, that's a win for yellow. I guess that was a repetition. Very strange. So about 6 minutes until the end of the arena, but any games that start before the end will be counted, even if they take another 20 minutes to finish. We're looking at another game here. So I'm going to review it from the beginning, see what happened. They're all getting their queens out early. This is a queen trade. Blue trades the queen with yellow. And looks like green is sacking his queen on red. And they get an extra piece out of it. So red is down a bishop. And all the queens are off the board. That's good for blue-green. Red is gonna put his king in the middle of the board. These dark squared bishops are trading off. I don't like that for either blue or yellow. Doesn't seem like a good idea, but it is what it is. So green has gained the rook file. Green still doesn't have that much king safety. Yellow, I don't like his pawn structure. I don't think anyone has good pawn structure here. Oh, it looks like red is winning a piece. Okay, this rook is tempoed. So I guess maybe this is his idea. Oh, wow. Yellow just hangs the rook. Did not expect that. Maybe they were worried about this. So if he had like saved his rook. So suppose he saved his rook. And green plays here. And there's a mate for blue. That makes more sense. Okay. So we've caught up to the game. Blue threw in a bunch of checks on yellow. which prevented yellow from stopping green's promotion, and now green is promoted. So blue has the most time here. Blue's looking to mate. Question is, can green grab the mate somehow? And he can, yeah. I was just look. Oh, this square is covered by red. Yeah, I'm dumb. Did he need to give the 1-point queen? Maybe not. Is this mate? No, I guess he could interpose then, so not quite mate. But maybe that was necessary. Yeah, I guess he had to give the 1-point queen. No big deal. So there's bishops that have traded from blue and red. Okay, green now has a pretty safe setup, but he's hung a bishop. So green did not pay attention to blue's last move. So red has a bit of a pawn wall, but he's in the center of the board. These two pawns are going to be hard to defend. They may get picked off at some point. Blue, not really a happy camper, not many pawns defending him over here. But on the other hand, his opponents do not have queens at this point. He's safer than he could otherwise be. Green has some potential back rank problems. I like this move. This gives more squares for the king. And I don't think red is going to try to undermine this, at least in the near future, because green could potentially just take. It's bad for both of them. So green looking to promote some pawns. Red seems to be biding his time. And looks like blue is looking to promote some pawns, also to block green. So let's look at the point count. It looks like there's roughly a tie between blue and green. Blue has 42, green has 41, and red is far behind with half of that at 21. As far as pieces, they each have 3 pieces, so that's kind of all tied up. So the problem for green is if he moves off his back rank, then there's going to be a potential knight check from red. He has to stay there for now, but he has to worry about future back ranks from blue rooks checking him. So some amount of shuffling going on here. So it may be red that needs to force the action because I think blue would be happy with repetition since he is leading on points. Green not far too behind. He doesn't want a repetition per se, but he's somewhat fine with turtling up. So two pieces of green's being attacked. And green has lost a rook. That is not going to be pleasant for green. This pawn can fall. Oh, by the way, this can be taken by green. But his knight is hit as well. So green giving up the knight now. Blue now in the lead, 45 points to 44. Red still far behind. Oh, there's a promotion for green. I assume blue will take that, but we'll see. I think pawn takes makes the most sense. That's the promotion threat for blue. Red is sacking for the 1-point queen. Doesn't seem like a great idea in general because red was far behind on points. Oh, it looks like he's gaining a rook here thanks to the generosity of green. Rook is hit, so is the pawn. Need to see rook here to guard the pawn, maybe. Also attacks the bishop. See if green notices. Okay, so it looks like blue wants to go after the green pawn. Knight is being attacked. In retreating, the knight is guarding the pawn here. This is double hit. Interesting. Does red want to take that? Probably. They're saying in the game chat that Rapturous Rhino, he's playing the last game, and apparently he could have just not played the game and won. The fact that he's playing, if he loses, so playing and losing is worse than not playing, from the perspective of the arena tournament scoring. So I guess it's a tiebreak thing, and he would be concerned about his tie breaks. I think red has noticed that there are no light squared bishops, and there are no queens. So he can afford to leave some light squared weaknesses. He wants to always keep his king on a light square. Notice blue is on a light square and red is on a light square. Only bishop is a dark square. Red trying to make some progress, pushing the pawns. Not much for red to do though. By the way, red's rook is also on a light square. He doesn't have to worry about it being captured by a bishop. So apparently in the forum, Luke, also known as 4Player Chess, announced that not the Sunday arenas, but the arenas next weekend will be open to 2,400 plus rather than just 2,600 plus. Get more players involved. So green has now promoted to a queen and is attacking the blue knight, which needs to be defended somehow or moved away. One way of doing it. So we could see some sort of attack here with the queen. He played the move I thought he would. Now maybe go after this pawn. Maybe this. Not so sure about this one. Does this work? Maybe not. This could be a thing. So blue is trying to figure out a way to hold on to all of his pawns and pieces. It's tough because this queen is a tricky piece. The queen has a lot of possibilities. Okay, so remember this bishop is here. So this is check. He could just go back and forth with checks. And actually, instead of doing that, I think maybe what he should have done is get the bishop in here and threaten to mate back here. But okay, he's taking pawns instead. Red is going to get to promote though. He's going to start attacking red, hoping that blue will take stuff. So blue can promote either by taking the pawn or just by pushing. And regardless of which happens, green has the possibility of taking the rook if he wants. He also may want to move his king to a better square at some point. So red could just promote without capturing. That's probably the way to go. So he gets to hold on to the queen. And it looks like, okay, there's two pieces defending this pawn, so we can't go for the pawn immediately. We're getting close to, yeah, that's mate. Does he want the mate? He does want the mate. Yeah, he has more than enough points over green. So he could just claim a win. That is Rapturous Rhino. So it was good that Rapturous Rhino played the last game. So I'm not sure who won the arena. It might have been Rapturous Rhino. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's the end. Let me check. Finished arena. Let me see if I can check the stand-ins of here. Okay. Wait, no, this is arena 1. Arena 3, arena 4, arena 5. Okay. Arena 5, Rapturous Rhino has won. with 6 wins. Martin had 4 wins. Richard had 2 wins. Okay, so congratulations to Rapturous Rhino. GG's. Just gonna click on a random game here. So we need to find someone to raid. Honestly, I didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm going to maybe take a nap, something like that. It looks like Hunter Wiz is streaming right now. I think he's doing an IRL chess stream. So let's send some viewers to Hunter. There's going to be another arena in about 10 hours. So basically 12 hours from the start of this arena. So I'm going to try my best to cover that one. It's in the morning for me, and try to get some sleep between then and now. But hopefully in 10 hours I will cover arena number 6. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I'm going to send you guys to Hunter Wiz. He's a chess streamer who is based in Florida, but he has flown to LA to hang out with some streamer friends, and he's doing an IRL chess stream with Joe Bruin and Corey Hole. So hope to see you guys at future arena. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Have a great night. Bye guys.